Wow. Deontay Wilder responds to Mark Breland. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. You know how I felt about Mark Breland and his comments, and I thought they were more or less bang out of order. But let's get into this one. Wilder responds to Mark Breland. This is going to be something interesting. Can't wait to read up about it and find out more about it. See you in a minute. So Mark Breland actually made those comments saying Deontay Wilder was finished. And I told you, I said to you, but that ain't cool. 10 round 10 fighter who's had one defeat in his career, long reigning champion. You with him from the day dot as a professional fighter, right through having 10 defenses of the WBC title as heavyweight champion, 5 years reigning, and you with him all his career, and you're about to tell me he's finished. He's had one defeat. Wow, let's get into this. Let's get into this. So we've got an article I'm going to bring up for you now. Bang, there we go. We're going to go to SB Nation. Shout out to SB Nation. And this is what they've come up with. Mark Breland responds to Deontay Wilder accusations. His career is done. So we've got this one about Mark Breland, but I think there's another one here. But let me read this out again, and then we'll go to what Deontay Wilder said. Goes, Breland on his fallout with Deontay Wilder. My whole thing with Deontay, that's a part of boxing, I guess. His career is done now, so I'm done. He's done. I'm done with him. On Wilder, relying on too much of his power and not defending his boxing. One thing I'd like to say is that he's got a lot of power, and that's all. I wish him well, and that's all. He's got power, and we'll see how far that takes him. That's all I want to say. On if he thinks there'll be a third fight between Wilder and Fury, honestly, I don't care, says Breland. And on if he has any response to Wilder's accusation tampering with his water. I mean, so many people know me. My character speaks for itself. Spike in the water. If you look at the tapes or whatever, the stuff like that, you don't see the water in my hands. And regardless of that, I'm here to help you, not to hurt you. See, some people can't take a loss. When you lose, don't blame everybody. Go back and look at yourself. On Wilder accusing Fury of tampering gloves. By the way, this interview was done by Tunde Ajayi and Spencer Ferron. If he did, which I doubt very much, I don't know. I didn't see anything. But still, at the same time, he's not going to beat Tyson Fury. And JD was standing right there when he was getting his hands wrapped, and he didn't say nothing. On how special a fight he thinks Fury is. I mean, one thing is that he's a very good boxer. He's good at mind games. He can get you frustrated by just talking. How he sees Fury Joshua playing out, to be honest, I could beat Anthony Joshua. He's just a guy that doesn't have a jab at all. I wouldn't jab him. I don't think he'd be able to touch me. Fury will beat Joshua up. On if Wilder listened to his training advice, the proof is in the fights. Look at the fights. If you look at any of the fights where I'm the trainer or pro, you'll see nothing, because he does what he wants to do. No, he didn't listen to me at all. On why he worked with Wilder for so long if he didn't listen. Well, first of all, if I boxed the guys he boxed, I'd beat them. That's the bottom line. You said he had some good wins or a good win. Just the Ortiz, that's it. On the Wilder flashing a good jab in the second fight with Stavern, I could beat Stavern, says Breland. On if that's true, with Wilder doesn't hit the heavy and speed bags during training. No, he boxes. He never hits the bags. He don't hit the speed bags right. First of all, he don't jump rope. Speed bags, he don't hit them. So that's what Breland had to say. But Deontay Wilder responded. And this is a bad left hook. Let's bring it up again. SB Nation. Hold on a second. Let's just take this out here. And let's get this in again. Share screen. There we go. Deontay Wilder comes back at Mark Breland and says ex-trainer betrayed him. Let's get straight into this one. Again, Deontay Wilder comes back at Mark Breland and says ex-trainer betrayed him. Wilder wasted no time in responding to his former trainer's criticism. Shout out to 78 Sports TV. Well, it's no surprise that Deontay Wilder did take too kindly to his former trainer's recent criticisms of his work ethic and boxing ability. So come back to respond to Mark Breland's comments. Wilder says Breland has revealed himself for the jealous snake he is. Check out some of the excerpts of what Wilder had to say below. It's crazy, bro. Wilder began. It's crazy because I had this man around me so long. You know what I'm saying? I had him around my family, my kids. I fed this dude. Even when many people thought I outgrew him. Many people wanted me to fire him. But I kept him aboard. And I hear all these things he's saying. It's crazy. You should have been gone a long time ago. But because of the love I had for you, you know what I'm saying. To continue to give you a job and all that, even after the fact of his medical issues that he has personally going on with himself, I still kept him around. And for him to betray me and say crazy stuff, you know, it's a little hurtful. Only for the simple fact of how close you had him around family and even playing with your kids. But God is good, man, and things happen for a reason. This just even furthermore allows me that he had something deeper rooted hate about me. I can't understand why. What the fuck I do? What I do? Nothing but bless, and he knows what type of person I am. You know, I look out for people. I keep people in their homes, many families, even fighters. But for it to be deeper embedded in him to feel a certain type of way is just, where is all this coming from? Is it because I am where I am in life and your career was short? It could be jealousy thing. When you hear him talking about things like he was saying about Jay Diaz pouring the water and shit like that, and the gloves wasn't tampered with and stuff like this, it's crazy. How can you say another did something? We really don't have no proof, although we know what the deal is. We know what's up, man. And it ain't really no proof, but you want to debunk something we all have proof of everything of? It's crazy. I told Jay, I think Mark did something to my water. I'm telling you, brother, I know I felt in that ring. That wasn't me. If people understood how I felt in that motherfucker, then what was I able to do under all the pressure and shit that was going on with me? Man, they look at me today and salute every time they see me and say, champ, I don't know how the F you did it. All the shit is coming full circle. It's all making sense now. Of all the actions this dude had, he's been envying me. He's been jealous of me, bro. And now all this shit is coming out. And I told Jay, I said, this thing is keeping your friends close, but your enemies closer. As you see in the first Fury fight, he wasn't even in the ring. He left right after the fight was over, like he was mad or something. Like my guys were paying attention. And then in the second fight, he was the same way. His energy was off. Like he didn't want to be around and shit like that. Like he already knew something was up. And now look at him. He run into UK people doing interviews. Oh, you want to break your silence to the UK people. Talk about somebody else poured the water. Nah, motherfucker. You did that shit. And it's all good, bro. It's all good. You talking about this is the end of my career? This is only the beginning of greatness. But for you, my friend, this is the end. So that is Deontay Wilder coming right back there, as I expected Wilder to do. I expected Deontay Wilder to come back at him. I really did. You know, I knew. I said what Breland was saying was completely. It wasn't right. It just wasn't right. You understand? And I couldn't wait for Wilder's response. And what Breland did, what he said there was just completely out. But you know, the thing is, when a person's of good character, and if what Wilder is saying is true, which I believe is true about Wilder in terms of, you just look at how he is with his daughter. If Wilder is to be believed what's true in terms of his character, that those people around him are going to stand up. If they're good people, they're going to stand up in this Breland situation. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff that's still to come out. It ain't come out yet, but it's going to come out. And I don't think Breland's done himself any favours. I really don't. For his 10 minutes of fame to say what he'd come out and silence, said what he said, Breland would have been advised to keep his mouth shut, to be honest. I really do. I don't think it's served him any real. And listen, if proof does come out, and if Wilder has got this evidence and he can prove it's Mark Breland that did it, but he says he's got proof. If he's got proof to prove that Mark Breland did this, he is finished. He is done. It's over for Mark Breland. If it's true, if he's got the evidence, I don't know if he's got the evidence or not. I really don't. But man, this stuff is like a soap opera. It really is like a soap opera. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I really am, because Breland could have just said, you know what, things that work out between me and the champ, I'm going my way. I wish him all the best, and that be it. But for you to come out and say such damning comments of a fighter, there is real bad feeling there. And I know this because I've seen other trainers come out and say things in situations. And you know there's bad feeling there. These comments that Breland said, he knew what he was doing before he went out and spoke about it. He knew specifically what he said, he was saying. Now, I will add this to the mix. For those of you that are watching on BWTM Sports, do yourself a favor. Go and check out the interview I did with Junior Jones. Yeah, Junior Poison Jones, the former champion, bantamweight champion of the world. Check that interview out with him, because him and Breland are good friends. They're close. They're real close. And according to Junior Jones, Breland said that Deontay Wilder didn't listen to him. So Junior Jones has said it after being on the phone to Breland. Breland comes out and says that Wilder didn't listen to him. So it's either, because I mean, this interview that Breland did was quite recent. The interview I did with Junior Jones was a good few months back. Maybe even last year I did that interview with Junior Jones. So there may be something about Wilder's application in the gym. There may be something about those accusations in the gym. What those accusations are, I don't know. But there's something in the mix. I don't know what it is in the mix, but there's something there. And I don't know what that is, you know, but something isn't quite right.
Yeah.